This week on Sundays with Sully, we are talking about Siren Marine and their latest app release. Let's go check it out. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Sundays with Sully. If you haven't done so yet, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button wherever it is down there on YouTube to stay up to date and in the know with the latest happenings in the marine industry at Navtronics. And while you're at it, guys, after this video, pop open that Instagram, look up Navtronics, and make sure to give us a follow there as well to stay up to date with our daily builds and things that we have going on. All right, guys, that's out of the way. What are we talking about? Today, we are talking about Siren Marine. Now, we've talked about Siren Marine in the past, and I have been using it personally on my own boat now for 7 years, 8 years, I don't know, a long time. I was an early adopter with them on this, and I think it's a really great product. Now, the Siren Marine Pro 3, that's not new. That's been out there now for a year or two. The wireless sensors, we can add a bunch of those onto there. The wired sensors, we can plug those into there. We can do batteries and geofencing and bilge pumps and high water and all of that. None of that is new. What is new was what was released at the Miami Boat Show, and that is a new user interface or a new app for you guys. In particular, for my guys up here in New England, your boat's been put to bed for the winter. You're going to go ahead and pull it out in the spring. You're going to open this app up. You might want to bookmark this video as something to come back to as a reference point because things have changed, and I think it's for the better, guys. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to open my phone up here and go ahead and get the screen grab going for you guys. And what's going to happen is you've had your old standard connected boat app on there, your Siren Marine app on there. When you go to open it, it's going to prompt you to go to the App Store and download or update the app, in which case this is you're downloading a new app. As you're going to see here, it's going to say connected boat. Right there as that populates up. That is the new app. So we go ahead, we open that up, and now it's going to do facial recognition in my case here and open the app up. You can set it up to have the PIN code as well. It's just another layer of security on here. When we open it up, guys, you're going to see this looks 100% different than what you're used to. And you guys are going to get used to it really quickly. It's really a nice interface they've done here. Across the top, we've kind of got our boat basics in there. It's going to tell us what our cell coverage is, our GPS coverage. My boat is personally put to bed for the winter, so it's not great cell coverage, not good GPS coverage right now. And you're going to see also there's a wind icon, the little orangish yellow, looks like a sun maybe, and an up and down arrow right there. If we click on that, we are going to get the weather at the location of the boat. Now, that's just pulled from the internet, so that's not, the actual weather pinpointed to your boat, but that's in that geographical location. You're going to get the weather and the tides right there for you. So we go ahead, we can close that. We can turn on or off our geofence, and then you're going to see monitoring and then digital switching in gray. Monitoring, you're going to see 4 tiles right there. Those are the top 4. You can select those now as to what your top 4 are when you open this page. We can go to monitoring, or we can go to digital switching, and we can control our relays from there. So if I go to monitoring and I go back to view all, you're going to see all of my tiles pop up here. So they're all available. They're all right here for you. And I can go ahead and click into something like the salon temperature, and I can choose the one day, and I can come in here. You'll notice it says it's 44.19 degrees. I've got a date and a time that sensor last reported in, so I know how current it is. And you can see I'm going to get a graph of what the temperature has been in the salon all day for the past 24 hours. So that's a really kind of a slick piece of info to have. You can do the same thing with any of the other wireless sensors. So high water, bilge pump, you can look and see how much they've been coming on and off. Maybe down in Florida when those monsoon rains roll in, you want to check on your bilge pump and how often it's been on and off. You can look right there and see also how long it's been running, not just how many times it's been on and off. So we can go ahead, we can do that, but now here's something that's really slick, guys. Let's just say in that top 4, you don't care about the backup battery, but what you do care about is the high water. If I just touch that tile, you'll see that it grays on me, and I can go ahead and I can move that up. And now I can adjust these tiles in any order I want that makes sense to me. So if I want, my batteries, my genset, and maybe my port engine battery are the key ones to me in high water. If I go back to monitoring now, you'll see, if I go back to the home here, that those are now my top 4. So it's just whatever you want. You're giving that nice customization ability there with simply pressing on it and dragging it to wherever you want to go. So we talked about the view all. We've got our monitoring right there. And then if we go back down, we see the Siren icon at the bottom. You got home, and then Siren is now kind of that darker gray. That's going to show us where the boat is located. And we can go into this gear icon here, and we can choose whether we want the satellite or the NOAA chart. So we can switch between those two right there. We can go ahead. We can also create a geofence in here. So if you maybe have some kids using the boat or something, you can go ahead in here very quickly and very simply create a geofence, and they call it a polygon, and you just simply go ahead and you move the chart around to where you want it. And let's just say I want to add that point, and let's just say I don't want the boat going outside of the marina. We add that point here, we add that point here, and then I come back to close that out, and I say add the point and say done. Now that boat, that's my geo-fenced area. If the boat goes outside of that area or enters that area, I can then go ahead and get an alert for it. So I'm just going to reset it and turn that off for the time being. And now if we go back here to home, we talked about monitoring and the digital switching. If we come into digital switching and say view all, this is where you can control your C zone as well as the relays as well. Now my C zone is turned off, so it's not on there. But if my C zone was online, this is where I would see all of my digital switching for my boat as well. And then you can also go ahead, if you have the newer Yamahas, you can tie this in because Siren is now a subsidiary of Yamaha, owned by Yamaha. They're now going to be able to monitor your engines and get engine data as well. If I go into here and say view all and go from my digital switching to monitoring and view all, now my motors aren't on, but if my motors were on, I could come in here and I can see what my maintenance is. That's with them off, but I can actually go ahead and pull up what's going on with my engines as far as a history for oil pressure, RPM, things like that. That's going to all be monitored via the NEMA 2000 network. So that's a lot to take in, guys, but that's what's up with Siren and their new connected boat app. Is there something I didn't cover on here that you want me to maybe answer in the questions down below or maybe do a video on? Leave it down below in the comments. Next week, we're going to be talking Lumishore. They have a new driver, Lumalux driver software. We're going to be talking about how to install that, what the features are that you're going to get with it, and all that fun stuff. And then we're getting closer and closer to spring up here in New England, so we're going to have a lot more stuff, and we're going to have a lot of content for you guys as always. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.